to the money. They know not to play when I step in. Build myself up like it's Tetris. I call her Nike the way that she check in. Give me that pin, I get reckless. I fuck this shit up every time cause I can and they jealous. I watch how they talk, if they cap, I can tell it. I get to the money, I want it, I smell it. I get to the money, yeah. Now go get to the money, 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 go get to the money.
Yo, this your boy DT with DT Media Group back here on the final statement with DT. So hopefully I got all the technical difficulties fixed, the bugs, and it won't be no more freezing. Hopefully not. If it start back freezing again, please let me know because that's gonna really piss me off. What I'm not gonna go back through everything I discussed in the first show because that's a lot. I said a lot, and I don't want to go back through that and recap. I'm gonna just bring up here and as everybody know, I do the top 50 in the state of Georgia. I release them every 2 weeks, and I'm going to bring it up on the screen so you all can see my top 50, which most of y'all have probably already seen it. I already in the first show that I did, which I have deleted. I pulled it down, so y'all probably won't be able to see it. Also, I'll give you the cliff notes on it because I didn't like the fact that it was a lot of freezing going on in that first show. But I did talk a little bit about my top 1 through 8. Talked about Willer. Willer definitely a contender to win. They are the standard. They are the ones you want to beat because they are trying to win back-to-back state championship. Talked about Gainesville. They on a roll right now. Of course, Gainesville is currently undefeated, 21-0. They have beat some real stiff competition. I said their biggest test is going to see if they can beat Milton at Milton. I feel like Milton's going to get the edge on that and get them getting their first loss of the season. But hey, sometimes we're wrong. They could get their first win. Let's say I talked about Alexander. I think Alexander is definitely a tough contender to win. Definitely win a region, have a deep run state player. My only concern was on Alexander was do they have a legit bid to compete when they get to the Final Four when they play against other teams? They got a bid to dominate the paint. Now they athletic, they quick. They got Jaden in the backcourt with like a really great dynamic duo when it comes to guard play. But as far as that front court, I'm a little skeptical on the front court. Talked a little bit about St. Pius. I know some people didn't give St. Pius the credit, don't think they legit, don't have faith in them. I do. I think St. Pius is a tough team. They have beat some tough opponents, such as Tucker, Southwest DeKalb, and they beat a lot of teams on the road. So I think they are a legit tough team to actually win. They're gonna win region. The only person I see, the only 2 teams I can see, like I can say Southwest DeKalb, possibly Tucker could give them a run in the region for their region championship. But I still get a little edge to St. Pius because they have beaten both of them both times at home and away in the region play. So we shall see what they do in the playoffs. I mean, the region playoff. But as far as playoff run, they got a great chance of making a deep run. It's only going to tell who they got to go against. And I see some of the teams that they already probably have to battle against. Who next? I talked about Decatur. Decatur is tough. Decatur has tested waters. They have been some real stiff opponents. They gave Grayson their first L. They gave the Walker School their first L. They beat Tri-Cities on the road. They lost to Tri-Cities at home. But other than that, they have had some great games. They've been on a winning streak, been playing some great basketball, a really tough team. Tobias has been showing out every game, getting double-doubles almost every single game. He's unstoppable in the paint. The man can do it everything. My worry is Tri-Cities and region. And I also forgot about, thank you to my guy, Joe Hisman, hit me up. I forgot about Woodward. Woodward is another tough one they got to worry about in that region as well. Woodward definitely a tough team. So you got to give them props. So I feel like in between Decatur, Tri-Cities, and Woodward, who gonna win that region. My edge is really, I'm still gonna give it to Decatur because the way they've been playing basketball late. I think really a really tough squad. Next is Grayson. It's Grayson. Grayson been doing their thing. They've been winning. They only lost 1 loss so far this season. They lost to Decatur at home on their Grayson New Year's Classic. Was a very tough last maybe 15 seconds 20 seconds again. I was there watching it. Very surprised. Honestly, I had Grayson winning. I tell everybody that I'm one of them. I don't have to sugar. I had Grayson win that game. Thought Grayson going to continue their role. I even told Coach Pierce that I thought Grayson was going to take that win. But Decatur proved us wrong and got the win and gave them the first L of the season. Grayson's still tough. Got them winning a region. Don't see nobody in their region who's going to stop them. No one close. I think they going to have an easy road through their region. Is what's going to happen in the state playoffs. Their concern, their target is going to be Wheeler. Can they get past Wheeler? That's the goal, to beat Wheeler. We shall see what's going to happen. But as of right now, they've been doing their thing. I think going to be kind of hard. I still got Wheeler pulling out. We ain't at the playoffs yet. I ain't made no predictions on that yet. Haven't seen who made it, who didn't make it. That's going to determine a lot. We talked about Holy Innocents. Of course, Holy Innocents has been playing great basketball as well all season. Mario, coach over there, been killing it, doing his thing. Love the organization, love the team. Had some great wins this season. Had hard losses against Milton. Also, they lost against Kip, but they did get their revenge back against Kip and won that game. Holy Innocents they want to repeat, and hopefully they nothing goes wrong next weekend. We don't have no snowstorm, no snow, no ice next weekend, because our last showcase of the season, which is the I'm gonna bring that up on the screen. So I'm gonna bring this up on the screen so y'all can see. I know we ain't put it out there yet. We haven't dropped the graphic. I mean, it's done. But where is that graphic? Here, I think this is we next weekend. Of course, we got our hopefully we get our no weather, no issue. We got North Coney versus Holy Innocents, which is gonna be a great game. I think Holy Innocents is gonna come in, and I think they should do their thing and win. I want to see them play, but other than that, like I said, these boys they playing some basketball, playing some tough, some good basketball. So they're gonna be a great game next weekend. No rain, no snow, no ice, please. Cross my fingers. None of that next weekend, but we shall see. This is gonna be the matchup. Great weekend. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but. As I said, Holy Innocents been playing great basketball. Only had a couple losses. I see them got a good chance of repeating and hopefully win back-to-back state championship. Who was after that? Hillgrove. Hillgrove got one of the toughest regions because they got McEachern, and they lost to McEachern twice already this season. And like I said, this ranking was dropped before they played McEachern the past Friday, so it don't reflect that. I feel like that's the only obstacle to win region is McEachern. So McEachern got 2 wins this season. Can Hillgrove turn it around in region playoffs and get that win? That would matter. You could win both games during regular season, but if you don't win in region playoffs and lose, you can still lose that championship. So I have seen it happen before. So that's why I discussed my first before I disconnect, because like I said, it was a lot of lagging, a lot of freezing, and I don't see a freezing right now going on. So I guess I did fix the bug of what happened. I did talk a little bit about how I do my rankings. A lot of people ask about that. I'm gonna give you real quick cliff notes on that. As far as when it comes to rankings, I base my rankings on strength of schedule, the way your team compete, the way your team lose. I don't base my schedule off record like a lot of people do. They look at Matt's prep is based off a metric. A lot of people don't realize that is a metric. It's based off wins and point score. That's how they done. It's not based off legit watching. Matt's prep is not sitting in a gym or watching video on game footage or watching clips on YouTube or on Twitch or on Instagram, Facebook or whatever, watching game. They go off the measure when the coaches enter their score. They see the record. They say, okay, boom, this team is 18-0. They scored this many points. Boom, they rank at this spot. That's how they do this. That's not how I do mine. I don't do mine off because you're 17-0 and you scored this many points. That's not how I do my ranking. Because to me, it's more than what you see on the court ranking. Because if we went off, and then also I don't do off star power. I get a lot of people say, "Oh, we got 5 stars on our team. This many 5 stars on the team." Great. Are you winning games? Or you beating the competition you should beat. Because if that's the case, my top 10 would look totally different. We're going up star power. Elko would be the Eagles Atlanta Christian Academy being the top 10 right now. They got AJ Williams proclaimed the #1 player in the class of 2028 in the country in their team. So I should have them ranked in the top 10. We're going to star power. So I don't do star power. And also I don't do out just because you a 6A team, you should be ranked top 50. That doesn't mean that. I had that conversation. I mentioned my last one. Y'all probably didn't see it. I had a conversation with a friend of mine. He talking about this team is a 6A team. They should be ranked in the top 50. No, that's not technically true. No. Just because you're a 6A team, because there's a lot of 6A teams out here that's trash. Just because you're a big school don't mean you're a better team, because you got teams out here. Decatur is not a 6A team. Alexander is not a 6A team. Holy Innocents is not a 6A team. Norfolk Coney is not a 6A team. Gainesville is not a 6A team. So y'all got to get rid of that narrative that 6A team you're top, you're a ranked team. And if you're a 6A team and you still losing game, does that make you one of the top 50 teams in the state? Now, let me say this: if you're a 6A team and you playing against a lot of smoke like Tri-Cities, and you win it and you losing some, you win but you lose some, that's a whole different conversation. But if you're a 6A team and you getting beat by teams that's not even good, but you're losing to them, that narrative don't work with me. So where I left off at, let's get to it. So last I was talking to before I disconnect at my last one was I was talking about the Walker School. Walker School has been playing great basketball all season. If I'm not mistaken, I had it pulled up. I got it pulled up again because I had it in my last one. The Walker School have only lost 3 games. And one of the games they lost was after I dropped my rankings. The Walker School should not have lost that game. I was really disappointed. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, Walker School. If my rankings would drop today, y'all had dropped quite a bit because y'all should not have lost that game. But other than that, they lost 3 games. They lost to Decatur, which Decatur gave them their first L. They lost to Mount Vernon, which was a very good game. I was actually at that game. The last 20 seconds was one of the longest 20 seconds, probably in the top 5 this season I have been at of a game. So they have beat Best Academy 74-58. They have had 7 blowout wins. Beat one games 80-53, 82-41. They don't blew teams out. I'm looking at the schedule right now. The Walker School done hit. Hold on. I'm not at the Walker School. Hold on. Yes, the Walker School don't hit 107, 109, 108. They done broke 100 3 times this season. They don't play some real steep competition. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the state playoffs. Prime example, this is not a 6A school. And I think they could beat some of these 6A schools. They could walk out. Y'all go let me want to say that. I think they could go in there. They could beat Burtmart. They could beat Norcross. They could beat Peachtree Ridge. They could be who else? I got to go through 6A, but they could be a lot of 6A teams. So that narrative that's saying, hey, 6A teams are always to be ranked top 50 in the state. No, kill that. But other than that, the reason why I'm gonna tell somebody asked me how did they jump over Mount Vernon, even though Mount Vernon beat them. The reason behind that is because Mount Vernon, which I'm gonna speak about them next, lost to Mount Perry, and I expect that loss. My prediction was Mount Vernon should have won that because Mount Perry was far down on my ranking list, and I'm gonna lose that. I didn't see the game. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see that game, but they lost that game, which I felt like they shouldn't have lost that game. So we'll move on from that game, and we're gonna jump over to Mount Perry. Now, even though they did lose, regardless, they're still a tough team. I ain't gonna take that away from them. Cause Mount Vernon, I got to watch them play. Well, coach, I watched them from beginning to end. I can see what they got potential of. Coach Reed is I enjoy watching him coach. He coached them, they well disciplined. They play good basketball. And like I said, they got a loss. Everybody say loss, but they like 17-2. They only lost twice this season. And the two they lost to was Mount Perrin and Lake Highland Prep, which was out of state. So really, they only lost one game in the state of Georgia so far, and they don't won some real tough game. They went to overtime with the Walker School, which I did predict. I think the Walker School versus Mount Vernon will be the championship game in their region. It's gonna be interesting to see who win. They had some great wins. They don't be Dunwood in a row on close wins against Shamley, against Burkmar. They narrowly beat the Best. They don't won against Marietta, Chattahoochee. So they don't won some game. They don't won an overtime. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do when region playoff come up. I think they got a good chance of making a deep run in the state playoffs. And depends on where they end up at. So I'm going to keep a lookout on them. A lot of people overlook them. I know Mount Bethlehem was actually in my DMs on my Instagram a couple months ago because I had them ranked there, but they beat them. Then the thing is, they brought up something that happened last season, which I tell people stop bringing up what happened last season. This is 2025, 2026. It's not 2024, 2025. If you tell me, you come to me and say, hey, we beat this team, we beat that team, and then I look at your schedule and I don't see it, I'm like, what are you talking about then? You talking about, oh, it was last year. That's last year. I hate when people live on when I stop. When you bring us something that happened last year, I'm gonna stop talking to you because that was last year. This is this year. So let's jump into this outside. We're going out of the top 10 right now. So we're jumping into Dutchtown. Dutchtown has been on the road. They're on an 8-game winning streak. They're 7-1 in their region. They've been up and down in my ranking list. They dropped to the top 20. They moved back up in the top 20. Right now they're at number 11. They've been playing good basketball. They got my guy Bobby Bucks over there, been doing his thing as always. They got a couple losses. They lost on Langston Hughes the first time, but I think they came back and just beat Langston Hughes again. They got their revenge back and beat Langston Hughes. Yeah. They lost to Decatur, which I didn't get to see that game, but did I? No, I wasn't at the game because I know across high school, so no, I wasn't there. And who else they lost to? They lost to Gainesville, which was a close one. They lost by 2 points. Who else? That's it. But other than that, they had some good win. They beat Hillgrove to open up the season. They beat Green Forest at the Grayson New Year's Classic. They don't beat Langston Hughes. They came back and beat them and beat Morrow twice, which I thought Morrow will have a good season. I've been watching them. Morrow slowly just solid. They went from impressing me to okay, they go be solid. Do I expect them to make a deep run in the region? Maybe not. I don't know. But do I see them make a deep run in the playoffs? Not really. I got to see them, but I see them if they're gonna make state playoffs. I can see them making it to the probably the begin. They may make it to the Sweet 16. I don't see them making past the Sweet 16. Depends on who they battle again. But other than that, let's get back to this. This sounds a real strong team. They very athletic, very quick. They strong at the guard position, so they got a great chance of making a strong run. We shall see what they do. I like them. I like them boys. Like I said, right now they number 11 on my list. Okay, so we jumping around. So we're not going all on 50 because I'll be here all night. So we're gonna jump into the next who I like. Those Milton boys. Those Milton boys been showing up in as well. They right now they 12-4. I think that's 12-4 is that milk that was prior to. Let me pull up because I want to make sure. Make sure Milton. No, they 14-4. So this when I had did this notes, it was prior to the last two games. They only losses came at Decatur in Georgia, Gainesville, Johns Creek. With I think they hold on. They got Johns Creek and they got Gainesville coming up. I feel like they should be able to bounce back, get that win back against Johns Creek. I think games are gonna be a little challenge, but like I told y'all, I'm not sure. But the first show, of course, it stopped. But I said that I feel like Milton's the only team that could give Gainesville their first loss of the season, and I predict they're going to get them the first loss of the season. I could be wrong. I have been wrong this season. I won't be upset if I am because it could go either way. But I feel like they'll finish 1-2 in a region, and if whoever wins region won't surprise me. If outside of these two, it would surprise me if someone else in a region went outside them. And I'm a big fan of Lanier. But I don't see them win the region. I think it's going to come down to these two teams, but we shall see. Milton been playing some great basketball. They've been playing. They out of state. They done played, done showed up to some of these national showcases. When they won, they was where they was at. If I'm not mistaken, they was in the Bahamas and they went off. It would be in some top teams. I wish I could have went. I wish I was on a coaching staff. That would have been a great trip. Go to Bahamas. Shoot, I would enjoy that. But yeah. Milton been playing some great basketball. Like I said, he lost to Gainesville at Gainesville by 8 points. We shall see when they match up against them again. Okay. So next team I'm going to talk about, which they've been doing, playing good basketball, which is Woodstock. Woodstock right now. Let me pull up Woodstock because I did not know. I've been a little out of loop. I did not know Woodstock lost to Lassiter the other day. I was told that by a coach because Woodstock only lost 2 games and Lassiter was one of the team they lost to. They lost to Alexander. They lost in Lassiter, which I did not know. I was a little shocked. I expect Woodstock to get their revenge back on that game. But they 18-2 down, played some good competition as well. They beat Westlake, Sprayberry, which was a region game. Who else they don't beat going into this list? They should win region. They had a tough loss against Alexander. They lost by 10. Alexander's not in a region. Just going through this. So Woodstock should win region or at least be 1-2 in a region. I think they're going to win the region, even though I like Lassiter. I think they should win the region game on that one. Other than that, I mean, they don't won 62-49, 66-54, 66-56. They beat Kale 74-67. They beat River Ridge 81-41. They beat Creekview 66-54. So they don't have some multiple wins in a row. They playing good basketball. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They got Pope coming up this Tuesday. They got Pope. That's another good team. They're not in my top 50, but I think they're pretty solid. They got them twice coming up. They got Lassiter. They should get River Ridge a home game. They call you. So right now they got one more road game against Pope. Then their last 4 is all home game. They should be able to go 5-0. I really feel like they should win 5-0. Then when they go to region playoffs, I think they should be able to win a region. So we definitely should see. And congratulations, my guy Jamari over there. If I'm not mistaken, he just hit 1,000 points. And if I'm not mistaken, that young man is a sophomore. If I'm not mistaken, because I interviewed him, I think he is a sophomore. Jamar Maurice. Yes, he is a sophomore. He hit 1,000 points. So congratulations on that, man. Keep up the good work. So next, we're going to jump over to the boys. If we don't have no bad snow next week, the Norfolk Coney boys. Now, Norfolk Coney has slipped in my top ranking. They fell out of the top 20 at number 21. I know a lot of rankings have them in the top 10. I understand. I understand you got them top 10 right now. And the reason why I don't have them in my top 10, and I have I don't know if it was a coach or it was somebody who runs the X account, and he questioned how I had them so low, and he brought up other teams they played again, the other team played, and I told him one, I felt like I like each Forsyth, nothing wrong with them, but I felt like Norfolk Coney should have took that game. Second, they compared themselves to St. Pius. They said St. Pius played their same record, same schedule, but they had the same record. But when I ran down the list, Norfolk County hasn't played as much smoke. And let me say that one more time. They haven't played as much smoke. A lot of these games they played against, they should have won. Same thing I say with St. Pius. St. Pius played a good schedule, but they have played as a lot of smoke as well. But they were undefeated. Norfolk County, I don't forget. I can't go through that because it's gonna take me a long time to go through this whole all the notes I had on that. They won some tough games. Not knocking. They won some tough games. But the games they won, some of them they barely won. Some of them they had a lead and they let them close in and almost win the game. And will they move up? I think they will. But right now, I have them at 21. They don't have teams. They lost to East Forsyth. Let's see if they could beat East Forsyth because I know they got to play against them again at home. Who else they beat? They don't have a great road trip over in California. They play some tough teams over there. But we're gonna see what they got coming up. Right now, they on a 6-game winning streak. They beat the defending champions out of South Carolina, Greenville, at our showcase at Hart County High School. They barely won a game. They had a 20-point lead on them. They let Greenville come back and cut the lead and take the lead. And then, of course, Norfolk County came and won with Justin Wise hitting the game-winning layup to win the game for them. But we're going to do, because right now they have 5 games left. They got a tough one next Friday. They got East Forsyth at home. Then the next day they got our showcase against Holy Innocents. So it's going to be a tough back-to-back game because East Forsyth is one of the tough teams in North Georgia. They ranked in my top 10 in North Georgia. I think I got them at number 7 on my top list of top 10 in North Georgia. But yeah, I ain't taking nothing away from Norfolk County. I think they're a really tough team. I just don't rate at this stage. I don't have Norfolk County in the top 20. And maybe possibly they may jump back up there. I'm not denying that they're not going to jump back up in the top 20. But as of right now, they're 21 on my list. Which I got grief on this from people on social media as well. And it was Sandy Creek. Let me bring up Sandy Creek. So originally, I think I had Sandy. No, I have to look at it. I think I had Sandy Creek in my top. I think I had in my pre-50, my 50, but they dropped out. And the reason why they dropped out, because like I told everybody, I think the reason why I had them dropped out of my top 50 is because they didn't play any games. They didn't play any games. And they played that. I think they didn't start December. And when they didn't start the season until December, I couldn't go off no games. So I don't have you ranked. I don't have people ranked. I don't put you in my ranking if you're not playing. Well, I'm gonna have you ranked in my own. I'm gonna have you my rankings if you're not playing no games, because then it's a waste. Because I rank you, put your up there. I don't know. You could be good. I'm not gonna say they're not good. Cause look, they moved up in my rankings. I'm trying to fix this thing right now. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Give me 1 second. So I can't have a top 50 rankings if you haven't played a game when I drop them every week. And that's the point. They didn't start playing until December, but they've been on the road ever since. And they had a loss back at the Lemon Street Classic, which threw me for a loop because I didn't expect them to lose. If I'm not mistaken, Let me pull up Sandy Creek schedule. Sandy Creek is 14-2. And the two games they lose at the Lemon Street Classic. I don't know if they wasn't at full strength, that they have some players were sick that didn't play. It just threw me off in those two games, which kind of dropped them on my ranking, dropped lower, started dropping on the ranking. Then all of a sudden, now they are on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8 game winning streak, which moved them up to my top 30. They had some when they beat Troop 83-68, Mary Persons 79-38, Whitewater 73, Spalding 91-41. They had some great wins. So we shall see what they're going to do coming up the rest of the season. But right now, like I said, they dominating their region. They right now they 8 on their region. I feel like let me see who's. Oh yeah, they should win a region. It shouldn't be they go win a region. It just determine what they go do in the state playoff. Because if I'm not mistaken, they 3A. I think they won state championship last year. They won state title. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they won state championship. I think they got a good chance of winning it again this year. So, what they're gonna do. Next team I'm going to talk about is, and this was funny. A lot of people come to me about I have Tri-City still ranked in the top 30. I think I got them in the top 30, if I'm not mistaken. They some winner. Well, if y'all look at what Tri-Cities did, look at their schedule. Look who they against. They'll play against a bunch of smoke, and they still competed. And I know what they do. I know what the plans are. They preparing. And I talked to coach. I talked to him at the I talked to coach. Well, no, was it? Yeah, I talked to coach at the Grayson New Year's Classic, and he explained to me why he had the schedule he has, which I respect. I mean, they're third in their region. They're 8-2 in their region. Let me see who I know. Decatur's ahead of them in Woodward Academy. So they both Woodward Academy and Decatur 10-1, both in their region, and they're 8-2. Like I said, I feel like this is gonna be the top 3 in their region. And I'll be honest, I won't be surprised if the Tri-Cities win region, Woodward Academy, or Decatur. I won't be surprised if any one of them 3 win the region. My money is on Decatur. That's just my money, the way they've been playing. But I won't be surprised if any one of these 3 win region. But like I said, Decatur has some good wins. Jalen Winfield, he been leading scorer, rebounds, 18 points per game, 11 rebounds per game. Trey Keefe, of course, one of the best guards in the state, averaging 16 points a game. Out of he plays for AE5. So they are a really tough squad. I wouldn't be surprised if they win the region. I wouldn't be surprised if they make a deep run in the playoffs this season. I will see them making a league. Depends on where they fall at. Elite 8, Final 4. We shall see. But yeah, Tri-City, yeah, you can't overlook Tri-City just because of their record. So yeah, they're gonna stay up in my top. Now, this who has dropped a bit in my rankings, but I'm really surprised because they start out the season so hot, which is Langston Hughes. Langston Hughes is right now. Let me pull up Langston Hughes' schedule. Langston Hughes. Here we go. And here right now it's 10-6. And they on a 2-game winning streak, but they was losing some game. They lost to Westlake, they lost to Dutchtown, they lost to McEachern. They lost McEachern by 11. But they don't allow, that's why they don't drop down to the 30s in my top ranking. I mean, they still a tough team. Do I see them win the region? To be honest, right now, it looks like they're first in their region. Let me see who's in their region. They're above Dutchtown, Newton, Morrow. So I can see them battling to make when they win region. I think the tough was going to be between Dutchtown and Newton. I think they're going to be the ones who could for the region championship. They're definitely gonna make a playoff run. Don't know how far they're gonna go. They got my guy over there, um, David, and him, my his brother. They got both of them. I know Dominion hasn't played this season yet due to injury, but I know what he's capable of doing. And David, of course, is one of the best freshmen in the state. Can't wait to see what that dude bad right now. And just think he's just a fresh. Next couple of years, they will really go be killing all. And if he stays over there with Langston Hughes is going to be one of the talked about teams in the years to come more and more. But I like what's going on over there. And congratulations to my guy who graduated from Langston Hughes, Darnell Kelly, going to quarterback at Colorado State. He took Langston to undefeated season in football and should have won state championship. I feel like they was robbed. That's me personally on that, but it is what it is. Congratulations on that. But Langston Hughes, that's a team to watch. Don't overlook them. Even though I know they kind of been having a rough last month, I won't put it past them to make a deep run. Okay. This is another team. Westminster Wildcats. Now they literally just made my top. This was recent. They made it. They one of the new ones made my top 50. I know they lost to Cal. They did lose to Cal, but other than that, they've been playing some good basketball. They only lost one game, if I'm not mistaken. Westminster only lost one game this season, and they've been playing. Hold on, Westminster. There we go. They lost two games. They're 17-2. The two they lost against was Cal and Holy Innocents, which that one to Holy Innocents, I can see. Cal, they should have won a game. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. But other than that, they don't have some good wins. They don't beat Centennial, which I mean they blew them out. They don't beat Cambridge, the Lovett School, Dunwoody. Who else? Pace. They don't beat Pace. They beat GAC. North Atlanta. I like North Atlanta. They don't beat Kip. They beat Johns. So they don't beat some real quality team. So they definitely top 50. We're gonna see what's going to happen. I see as far as region, of course, they're number 2 in their region. Oh, Kel's number 1. Kel's undefeated in their region. So this may be interesting. Even though Kel's is 8-12 overall and Westminster is 17-2. Let me see. Do they play? They played them again. This says a lot when they battle back against Cal. They played against Cal the last game of the season. If Cal could get that win against Westminster, I got a feeling Cal will win a region. Now, will Cal make a deep playoff run? No, I don't see it. No, I don't see them making a deep playoff run. They'll make the playoff. They'll make the state playoff. But as far as depends on who they can pass but not past Sweet 16. What's going on with my internet service? Jesus Christ. Okay, so I'm gonna speed this up a little bit more because it seems like everything is okay. So I'm wrapping this up right now. I thank everybody for tuning in to my show. Real quick, I didn't get to go over a couple more teams. I'm gonna just talk about them real quick. Y'all gotta keep a lookout. Westlake got a game against Tri-City next Saturday. It's going to be a great game. I won't be able to attend it because, of course, we got a showcase up in North Georgia. So definitely that was one of the teams to talk about. I want to talk about it. A lot of people say I had left Westlake out of my rankings. Dominant team. Lassiter, I got to watch them play. Not the best performance. I got to see them play this past Friday against River Ridge at River Ridge. But other than that, I love the fact that a team that has no top player in the country, no 5-star, no 4-star, no 3-star, no 2-star, not even 1-star, and they'll have only lost one game this season. Definitely team to watch. Got a good chance of winning it. I don't think they're gonna win it because I still got it, even though they beat Woodstock, I would stop beating them in region play, but I think they're gonna make a playoff. So I'm really proud about Lesnar because I mean I like history. And the last time Lesnar had a good season, well, probably a couple years ago, but before that, Lesnar used to win like 5, 6, 7, 8 games. So they wasn't even known for basketball. That would have been a good spot to take your child to if you really didn't yeah, you want to get a lot of playing time. You probably got a lot of time there. Um Peachy Ridge, I was going to talk a little bit about them. They finally made my ranking list and stuff like that. Proud of those boys at Peachy Ridge. That's one of the teams people kept saying should have been in my top 50, but they didn't have a good start off to their season. They lost a lot of games. They didn't really play up to their potential. But lately they've been beating teams like Burt Mar, beat Norcross, beat Meadow Creek. So they beat some real quality teams. Now they made the top 50 on Newton. Newton, I just not got a chance to watch them. They just I think they only lost one game. They finally lost first game of the season. Definitely got to keep a lookout for them. And Bowen. The Bowen made my list. Y'all keep a lookout for Bowen. High school. They number 50. Let's see what they petition. Like a lot of people out here keep asking me why they're not on my list. Because I watch what they do. I watch what they played, and they haven't really played much steep competition. Let's go to my last part real quick. I want to touch on something I was going to and this I put this up on the screen. So let's talk about some of these rankings out here. And I'm gonna wrap it up after this. You got some of these teams out here, they got top 25 rankings out here. And I'm gonna say this. It's certain teams that I respect. I ain't got no animosity. I think they're great teams. I think they're real good teams. Like Coach Salvin Sullivan, but I'm not one of ones to should go. One I seen, if you got any of these top teams in your top 25, you need to take your ranking down. And if you pull these rankings from Mets Prep, you need to take it down because that's not real rankings. Like prime example, someone had Carver out of Columbus in a top 5. I seen Carver, like the coach, met the coach, real cool guy. We had to chop it up for a few seconds. No disrespect to Carver. They're not a top 25 team right now. They had Baldwin in the top 25, not top 25 team in the state. They got Westminster, not a top 25 team in the state. Decula, not a top 25 team in the state. Walton, and you could say, but still not a top 25 team in the state. They got Chattahoochee, no, not a top 25 team in the state. Commerce, love Commerce, big fan of Commerce, not top 25 team in the state. So me saying this is like, you got, if you're not gonna do research and work and go knowing how they play or who they played against or who they won against, who they lost against, because your rankings have no merit, especially if you pulled it from online. Okay, so now I found another one, and this one must pull this from Mets Prep because they put Mets Prep logo on theirs. So let me see. They got, I think this is almost the same as there's the one I mentioned. Yep. If you got Decula in your top 25, take your list down. No disrespect. Think Decula's good. I don't have him in my top 50 because look who they haven't really played no smoke. They're a young team. And the game against that finally proved it because they lost a team that had worse records than them. That's in a region. Then who else they got on him? I like Lassner. Lassner's love the coaching style. Got to talk to coach. Real cool. Definitely get him in one I showcase next year. Lassner's not a top 25 team. Who else? Let me see. Who do they got in here? Now, most of this list is, I'll understand. Westminster, not a top 25 team. Johns Creek, not a top 25 team. Who else they got? Everything else is, I could see certain teams, yes, they got on their list. And I'm not giving them who it is because most of y'all know. Y'all probably already see this. But you got to, it's like church. Go watch games. If you can't leave, it's online. You can watch them online. There's plenty of ways to watch games. Just don't throw a list together and say this is my top 25, and you really pull most of them from Matt's prep. Y'all not doing the work. If all these coaches can tell me how many games y'all see me in the gym, I come to games. I hit coaches. I want to come watch your team play. They put me on the list. I come check them out. I tweet about the game. Check my X account, Twitter account, and they need to call it. Go back to Twitter. Call it Twitter again. I tweet out. I write about them. I cover the games. These people are not covering the games. So if you're not watching, don't just put a ranking out just to get clicks and likes, because I don't do that. I take heat because I get a lot of people hit me up saying, why do you got this team here, blah, blah, blah. No, don't do that. We don't do that. Do your job, do work. If you're not going to do it, you're not going to take it serious, don't do one at all. That's all I got to say on that. So, like I said, I'm wrapping this up because, like I said, keep lagging. Like it been doing all day, and which I don't know what's going on. It got something to do with the weather, possibly. But we'll see. Hopefully the weather cools down, because next weekend I don't need no snow, no ice, nothing. But that's it. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. I got quite a bit, got over 100 people watching today. So I appreciate y'all. Nobody chimed in, which is cool. You don't have to chime in. Glad you was able to sit down and listen to what I talk about, my top 50 and what I think. But you can follow me on all social media. It's DT Media Group, LLC for the most part on all of them. Make sure you subscribe to my platform, and make sure y'all come out next weekend. Like, we got a showcase next weekend, which is at Norfolk Coney High School. I'm going to throw it up on the screen and talk a little bit about it. Let me see if it go pop on the screen. These are the games we got. This probably be our biggest one of the season so far. We got 6 great games, and this is going to be a great, great day of basketball. So y'all may want to check it out, come out, watch these games, especially the last 2. The last 3. Last 3 gonna be good. Definitely. Last 3 definitely gonna be good. Until next time, this is your boy DT from DT Media Group. See me in the gym, as always. And we can't wait to cover your team.
Get to the money. They know not to play when I step in. Build myself up like it's Tetris. I call it Nike the way that she check in. Give me that pin, I get reckless. I fuck this shit up every time cause I can and they jealous. I watch how they talk, if they cap, I can tell it. I get to the money, I want it, I smell it. I get to the money, yeah. Now go get to the money. 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 Go get to the money.